So I've had this struggle throughout my life where I have all these goals, like daily goals and life goals, and I have all these checklists to um, achieve these goals. And at the end of every day, I would find myself doubting whether I had done enough um, and questioning whether I had utilized my resources enough and whether I was enough. Um, and, because our beliefs are just thoughts that we think over and over and over again, this became like really stressful. And, I thought I was making myself a better version of myself because I was constantly like evaluating my level of achievement. But really, I was just being filled with self doubt and judgment, and it was causing me more damage than good. And so, I developed this practice that helps me out a lot. And as we enter this time of greater mystery and a lot less certainty in our lives, I thought I would share it with you. So I shifted my belief system by changing the thoughts that I think every day. And when I thought about what it means to live a life well lived, I came to a belief that a life well lived was led by three tenets. And that is showing up is enough, opening up is enough, and doing good is enough. And so I started each day declaring that I am showing up, I am open, and I am doing good. And it wasn't something that I found I could do passively. Like I think that we all would say, I generally try to be a person who's open and does good. I mean, of course we do. The difference is that when I began starting pretty much every day, waking up and declaring, I'm showing up, I'm open, and I'm doing good, what happened was I would own it. And it was a very active, an active declaration and a way for me to own my life and own my day and be accountable to it. And so when we own our lives, then life isn't happening to us, we're creating it, which is a huge shift in the intention of starting every day. So then from there, once I made that declaration, I could just let the day happen. And that's the fun part because, what we have said and what we've laid the groundwork for is to say that we're here, we're open to all the possibilities of how our day could shift and change. And that creates a level of acceptance as well. So we're open to the plans that we have going better and being bigger than we could have even thought of ourselves, or things changing dramatically and not being what we expected or even what we hoped, but maybe in some way being what we needed in a different way. So there's all these different possibilities, everything in between. And taking that ownership of our lives and opening up and showing up for it just opens the floodgates for possibility. So we can let the day happen and we can have a level of acceptance about that. And that just makes everything so much easier. The most important thing is then at the end of the day, after we've made this declaration, and then we are living in that existence, and then we let that day happen and see what the world brings us. We can affirm it. Like, this is huge. This is where the thought shift changes, which when the thought shift changes, then the belief changes. And so it's really, really important, just as important as starting the day declaring I'm showing up, I'm opening up, and I'm doing good. At the end of the day, it's just as important that when those pieces of self-doubt, because we're changing a belief. So this is a belief that we've instilled in ourselves that we're not enough, that we haven't done enough, all that mess. So to change the belief, we have to change our thoughts, and to change our thoughts, it becomes a practice. And to become a practice, it's something that we have to do every day. So then we say at the end of the day, showing up is enough. Opening up is enough. Doing good is enough. And I really believe that is the crux of life. I truly believe that as my mantra, as my truth, and as my North Star, that when we reach the end of our lives, what we will have is that truth, that day in and day out, showing up for our lives and for those around us is enough. Being open to all the possibilities of life is enough, and doing good is enough, because what we see is that every good thing and the best things that have happened in our life have always come from showing up, being open, and doing good. So through that practice, I changed my thoughts. And by changing my thoughts, I changed my beliefs. And that has helped me tremendously. And of course, I still struggle with it. And I struggle with it a lot right now, when everything that was normal or routine has just been kind of thrown out the window. And everything has shifted, and we can feel like we're floating, and not in a fun, airy way, but more in a suspended animation, questioning what am I doing from day to day sort of way. I found that this practice has been even more important to me now. So I hope that it's helpful to you. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you have peace, and may you live with ease.